Back again, looking at the rhythm. Gonna check out the last couple snares. Gonna look at the FM first, and then the natural. So go over the parameters quickly, and then we'll get into the sounds. Tune is up on the top, first parameter. We have an FM tune, FM decay for the tone portion. Then there's an FM amount, noise decay, noise level, and the overall level. Let's see what it sounds like. Right? That's the basic sound of the snare. There's no FM on there. So now we're going to play with the FM a bit, see what type of sounds we can get. To start off, I'm going to pull the noise level all the way down, just so we hear the tone portion and you can really hear the effect that the FM is having on it. All right, so that's what the FM does. You know, you're taking another oscillator that's running at the frequency of your hearing, audio rate frequency, and it is modulating the pitch of the main oscillator. So let's start working it in with the noise. And the handy thing here is having the FM decay. You know, I like to use this where I put a little bit of FM at the front and accent the hit. And then it quickly fades out, and you're getting the main snare sound. But let's play with it. So that's the FM snare. You can really hear there as you adjust the decay or the amount, how it really affects the sound. And you can get, when you set that decay short, you just get like an overtone. It's almost like two oscillators mixed together there. You're getting a quick overtone that decays quickly, and then the main tone ringing out underneath a bit. So, there's a lot of possibilities there, especially if you're doing some experimental type of stuff. You could really make use of that. Musically speaking, I like to just accent the transient, really, just that quick hit, have a quick decay on it. And you can get some nice snares that help jump out of the mix a bit like that. So let's take a look at the final snare, natural. This is possibly my favorite snare. Let's go over the parameters here. We have tune again, common to all of the snares, of course. All of the modules on here, really, they all have a tune in it. Then there's a decay, balance. That decay is for the noise, actually. Then there's a balance. Balance is for mixing the noise to the left. You start fading out the tone and you just have the noise left. And to the right, you're fading out the noise and you just have the tone portion left. Then the body is the tone portion, the decay of the tone portion. Then you have a high pass filter and a low pass filter and a resonance, which all work on the noise. And then there is the level again, which is the overall level of the mix sound. Wherever you have your balance, that controls the level of the overall thing up and down there. So I like this one because of the filters on the noise. It gives you a lot more tone shaping possibilities than the other sounds do. So let's get into it. So there's a natural snare, and as you can hear, the volume can drop quite a bit as you filter out a lot of the noise. Of course, you're left with a smaller and smaller band that you're playing with, because really, if you're moving both filters, you're creating a band pass filter there, and as it gets tighter and tighter, of course, there's less volume to deal with. Not a problem when you're using the individual outs and you just boost the level, or in the amp section, you add a little bit of overdrive to it, and it'll bring it up like this. So that helps a lot as well. Doesn't really get noticeably overdriven till you put it up louder. It adds a little bit of saturation there, and it does boost the level quite a bit. So helps out for those types of sounds. So there you have it. If you want real snappy sounds, this is the one to use. The natural snare, as well as you can get some nice snappy sounds out of the classic snare as well. But the natural, you're getting that control over the noise like you don't have on any of the other ones. So each one of the snares brings something original. Hard snare I'm not going to say it's copied out of a 909 or it's trying to sound like a 909, but it has that kind of vibe to it. The tone portion as well as the noise has a bit of a 909 feel. If you wanted a more modern sounding 909, or you want something to replace a 909 style snare, you could definitely go with that. You could also go with the FM, which has a similar type of noise and sounds similar again to the 909 with no FM on it. You could use that. You could bring in a bit of FM for it, of course. The classic snare, again, it's not modeled on or trying to sound exactly like an 808, but it's got the two tone portions like the 808 has. You don't have control over them on an 808, but they are in there, and they're preset as for the tuning between them. So you have that. It's just here you have the flexibility, and of course the noise is a little different as well from the 808, but that's why I think they're calling it the classic. It's in that style of the 808. And then you have the natural, which just has a nice smooth tone portion to it, and the noise, you get that control over the noise. The resonance works on the low pass filter for that. As you noticed, adjusting the high pass filter doesn't affect the resonance. It's low pass is where you have the resonance there. You can get some hand clappy kind of sounds out of it, as you heard there. And that's it, I guess, for this portion of our review of the RYTM. So I'm loving this machine still. Like I say, I bought it to use primarily as an analog drum machine, and what really influenced me was the variety of sounds available on it, with the kicks and snares, honestly, was the biggest selling point for me. So that's it. Let's jam it out a little bit.